Good evening, Jared. How are you?
Not too bad, Dan. Yourself?
All right, thank you.
Good.
And we're down on training night instead of match night. Tell me about the weekend. What did you think of the Deeside game?
It was a scrappy, choppy affair, to be honest. I think it was always going to be like that. We were short of bodies from a few last-minute things, so we had to move a few guys around. We had Lance and Chad playing up front so we could have 3 forward lines, and it just disrupts things. After you've been training and you think you've got some lines together, a few unfortunate things happen and it breaks the flow. We'd had a week off. We always play badly after a week off, and I think it took us a while to get going. But at the end of the day, we played badly and won 4-1, so I can't have too many complaints.
Well, the first period seemed a bit slow to start, and I think we can put that down to not playing the previous weekend or whatever else. But there were a development in the second period, and then again in the third. Is that something you've done between the 2 periods, or do you think play just picked up as the game went on?
I kind of think the first and second period from our point of view were very sloppy. I wasn't overly impressed with how we were playing, and if I'm honest, I kind of read the riot act at the end of the second period about it, and I got the response I wanted. The guys stepped up in that third period. Aaron got a key goal to get us in front, and I think from there confidence grew, and obviously we got the result that we wanted.
Speaking of Mr. Davis, it hasn't left any bitter taste in anyone's mouth at Deeside with the transfer, has it? Is everything?
I have no idea, if I'm entirely honest with you, and if I'm being entirely honest, I don't actually care all that much. It's his choice where he wants to play. He left in the summer because he wanted a new challenge. We accepted that. We spoke to him and he said that was what he wanted to do. He's not getting paid, so we let him take up the new challenge. There's nothing we can do to keep him here. Obviously 2 months in, he's decided that it wasn't for him, and he came and spoke to me and asked if there was any chance of him coming back. It was at the right time for us, I think, to get a fresh body in and make a change, and he had an impact straight away. So I'm here to build my team. I can't worry about other people's too much. It's one of those things that happens in hockey. Players trade all the time, and you just get on with it.
Is he back working with the old line who are we now, or is he working with the new players and working on new different things?
It's a case of, he trained this week, kind of, and we weren't sure he was going to be able to play. His transfer went through on Friday, so he was going to be able to play. So he kind of just slotted in with some old line mates he's played with Vinny before. But I think it's a case of, through training, we'll see where guys are fitting, and we'll create our lines from there.
Do you think that'll be the last signing we get this season, or do you think we might get a player or 2 yet?
I'm still looking, so if anything comes up and it's too good to turn down, or we feel it'll add to our team, then we're not going to say no. So we're constantly on the lookout, we're constantly talking to people, and if things do come off, then all the better for us. If they don't, we work with what we've got and we keep moving forward.
Yeah, that's fantastic. In regards to Jordan Bannon moving over to the Telford Tigers, I take it you've got some sort of good connection there. Does that mean in future it might be possible to get 2-way contracts with the Tigers?
Potentially. Because we haven't got an EPL team here, we can. Jordan was on a 2-way with the Tigers from the start of the season. With Jordan, it was one of those. In the summer, it didn't look like he was going to play for anyone at all. He came back, he did a solid job for us, we were really impressed with him. He went to GB trials, and the opportunity came about that the coach said to him, look, you need to be playing EPL regular before the next set to really improve your chances. I'm not going to stand in a kid's way, that's ridiculous. He's a talented young lad who I've got a lot of time for. We miss him as a team, we miss him in the dressing room, but we wish him all the best, and I think he'll do good things in the EPL. Yeah,
I hope so. It's good to see players go on and get success and old faces return, all that kind of stuff, which is fantastic. I've had a few questions this week to talk to you about the Eagles. There's been a string of bad results for those chaps. I remember you briefly discussing that the Eagles are being brought in closer to the Hawks. Can you tell us a little bit more about the kind of involvement the Hawks have with the Eagles, whether it's more of a union or just a contract-based thing?
If I'm being entirely honest, there hasn't been too much direct involvement at the moment. Kind of throughout the summer, we've been liaising with the junior development about how we can help out, and that's gone on all summer. And then since then, I believe they've just appointed a new head coach who I met last week, and so his job really is to concentrate on bringing the players through to that Eagles level, and then players being ready to play for the Hawks. So it's going to take time. Just because they've changed a few players and changed the name on the shirt doesn't mean that they're instantly going to get results. But from what I've heard about them, they're a good hard bunch and worker lads who come to work hard every week, and I think they'll start to pick up results, but it's not always going to happen straight away. It'll take a bit of time, and I think once they kind of find their feet, I think they'll do okay.
Do you think any of the Eagles candidates will make it up for a couple of Hawks games this year at all?
Potentially, yeah. We're always looking for that, and guys from the 18s who want to come up. Obviously, we had Chris Royds before he injured his ear. Before that, if there's an opportunity and they're ready, then we'll definitely bring them up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Can I ask, did the Hawks and the Eagles ever train at all? Has there ever been a cross session, anything like that?
I don't know, not since I've been here, no. They train on a Wednesday night, and obviously we train on a Thursday. And the difficulty is you only have one session a week, and we have a lot of stuff we need to work on, and so it kind of makes the feasibility of that kind of more difficult. But never say never.
In regards to your training, have you got a solid schedule for what you want to work on up until the remainder of the year?
To be honest, it changes from week to week. We have kind of some set drills that we generally do, and then me and Dangy will discuss previous games, who we've got coming up, and we generally adapt training to that. So if we need to work on specific things because we're facing a certain team, then we work on that in training. Sometimes we might need to work on finishing, so we'll spend half a session on doing drills that are specifically based around that. So it's very fluid in that it changes, from week to week.
Well, talking about future games, we have a big one this Sunday with the Billingham Stars. How are things looking for that game so far?
I think we're looking all right. We've got pretty much all of our bodies, so we'll go up there with a positive frame of mind, and we'll look to do a job. No illusions about it. They're a very good team. They've had some good results already, and and they're constantly looking to win games. So we've got to go up there and be ready for it. And if we stay disciplined and stick to the systems and that we've got, then I think we'll be okay.
So just sort of to clarify on that, do you think we're going to have a full 4 lines yet? I know we have a few lads out on injury.
No, because of injuries, I think we'll have 3 full lines and maybe a spare.
Oh, that's really good. Sort of a final comment then. Is there anything you want to pass on at this point in time? Any messages?
No, I don't think so. I think I think things are going okay so far. That there's areas we know we're going to improve on and that we need to improve on. But we've got guys in the dressing room that want to improve and are working hard. So I think things will come. We're in a decent league position. We've got a decent level of points. This is a big month, and this will really kind of pitch our stall to where we are.
Oh, that's great. It's good positivity. Thank you for talking to us, Jared.
Lovely. Cheers, Dan.